What up, everybody? Yeah, this morning I'm out here with my boy. Had me, but we gonna have this conversation. Cause man, y'all know my inbox blew up yesterday over this Keke shit. So we gonna get straight to the point. Let me tag everybody, man. My man here. Good morning, everybody. I'm out here with Foster this morning. Come on, Foster. So yesterday I was moving around and people was hitting me like, I got mad inboxes like, yo, what you think about this Keke shit? And for everybody who be tapping in with me, please share the videos. You know they really be blocking my page and shit. They making it impossible for me to share sometimes. So everybody who tapped in who like it or rather, you got an opinion, comment, and let it go. But I had a lot of people call me about this Keke situation. And they was asking me how I felt about it. And it's funny because I talked to a bunch of people, men and women, but a lot of women yesterday. And it seemed like there was a universal like understanding amongst women, not all women, but amongst the average woman or against the common woman. You know what I'm saying? And okay, so let's get to it with the Keke Palmer shit. When I first seen it, you know, it was saying that she just had a baby, and it was saying that like what she wanted her dude or her baby father didn't like it. So the first question that we all asked ourselves was, like I asked everybody, is that her dude? Is that a husband? Is that a boyfriend? Is this her baby father, right? So some people would say, oh, bruh, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed yesterday that women, especially black women, will make hella, like, in this conversation, I heard a bunch of things that was kind of like, well, okay, well, if we thinking like that, then what's the issue? Like, okay, for example, Keke wore that shit, right? Now, as a woman, like, you know, one woman said to me was like, well, you know, after a woman has a baby, she go through postpartum depression. And I was like, yeah, right. But see, postpartum is an unnatural state of a woman when she's down. A lot of times it comes from how she felt during pregnancy, how she felt after pregnancy and not feeling secure. And you know what I'm saying? It's natural in today's world, but it wasn't always so natural. They don't explain that, right? So when you got postpartum as a woman, I understand it, right? But there's a lot of women with postpartum who don't go to the club half naked, right? And then we got to speak about Keke's, see, when we had this conversation, we got to speak about Keke and her, how should I say, her influence on people. See, Keke got an influence on young girls and shit since from a killer and a B and even younger, right? So a lot of the women that's women now, that's her age and shit, or a little older, or a little younger, they were fans of her when she was little. So I noticed in this conversation, I heard, I won't call them excuses because women hate when we say excuses, but there were so many deflections from the real topic. So the real topic is, was that her dude, right? Is she with her baby father? Because if she is with him, then it's disrespectful if she's married or she got a man. That's disrespect to her partner, right? But when y'all go out to the club and y'all wear shit like that, I know some people get mad about the conversation, but when y'all go out to the club and y'all wear that shit, understand that shit is degrading to y'all. Like, even though, of course, niggas gonna say, oh, you look good. Yeah, they telling you look good because we want to fuck you. Right? See, I was breaking down a lot of women yesterday that they was like, well, men want to see this. That's why we dress like this. Y'all still call it like, so y'all are falling into a man's illusion and wonder why men see y'all in public, get y'all numbers, bag you, fuck you, keep it pushing. See, this is the reality. It's a man's, yes, men like when we see, y'all, women get it twisted. And somebody lied to y'all. They told her that niggas, as men go to strip clubs and like, that's a fantasy. They want to do that shit, go to the strip club, see the stripper throw money at them, they get their dicks, whatever the case. Because they look good, but they don't think no value in them on average. See, women got to stop thinking that every man think like these stupid ass rap niggas. They weak. These gay niggas. The reason why a lot of rap niggas and a lot of niggas in these coaches fuck with these stripper girls, because if they in the industry, a lot of them niggas getting fucked anyway by men or being, you know what I'm saying? Or a lot of these niggas got, so when they relate to the stripper, because the stripper getting paid to have sex and a lifestyle, just like the rapper and the musician and a lot of motherfucking celebrities and actors. They going through similar things so they can relate to the stripper. So they don't judge a stripper because they kind of being used as a stripper, right? And that's on a deeper level. But, you know, it went from, you know, her baby father spoke. So I didn't know that a man, hold on, let me tell more people. I didn't know that a man, it don't like, because this is the thing that was getting me. What's her child father don't like? Well, why doesn't his opinion matter? That's all I'm saying. Because there's multiple levels of this conversation, right? Because this conversation leads to, I heard it all yesterday. This conversation leads to them saying, well, like, well, you know, let's go back to that postpartum where after you have a baby, people don't feel like women don't feel as attractive and sexy as they used to, right? And I was thinking like, yeah, I feel that, right? But it's still a deflection, right? Because people all the time, you know what I'm saying, women all the time go through this shit, but when women be going through it, tell me that they all, as it's part of the books, when you look at postpartum, they would say as a side effect, a woman get naked, go to the club with some shit on. See, we're not gonna talk about none of that. We never gonna talk about, as black people, especially as black women, y'all don't ever want to speak about the truth and being accountable for none of this shit. I heard everything in the world, every deflection in the world except for the truth, right? The reality is that type of shit is for a woman to wear in the bedroom with her nigga. Now the fact that y'all have started wearing this shit out in public at the end of the day, so which one do you want? I keep asking y'all, do you want to be, like, you call it being sexy, right? Women, y'all call it, oh, I just wanted to feel sexy, but they don't get mad when niggas be treating you like hoes and whores and approaching you in that manner because that's how you came outside. And people got it sideways, right? And it's just funny to me how all of the excuses come up in this situation. The reality is they say, well, you know, I see a lot of women and people saying, well, you know, well, they ain't married and shit like that, but miss me, that we be giving. Oh, right? And that's all I heard was married, so she ain't obligated to him. So when a man does the same thing, and why women get so mad, it's a lot of women that date men, right? And they date men and they be with these niggas or whatever, and then men go out and fuck a girl or go do what they do. Do the women say, well, I ain't his wife, so I ain't got the right to be mad, da-da? Hell no. So it's something that is being expected of men to understand that nobody understands, right? So that's why I think the conversation was extra and really dumb in some sense, because nobody really liked that, you know what I'm saying? But the women deflected all day yesterday. Very few women understood the point. If she's in a relationship, it's dead fucking wrong, and it's completely wrong. Because at the end of the day, you as a woman, you represent your family, just like as a man, you represent your family. So if you go out here and you do that shit and you dress like that, yeah, niggas like that shit. Niggas will fuck you. Niggas ain't trying to wife it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. If as a woman you can go, women, I see you dressing sexy, that's cool. But when you over-sexualize it, you just a fantasy. Niggas ain't trying to wife no fantasies, because we know that at the end of the day. That's why, like, one of my homegirls was like, well, that's because most of the motherfuckers out there, they ain't got no real bad bitch. They got a plain Jane. This is what a woman said. And I was like, yeah, that's why plain Jane won, because all the women that look good that are so-called bad and all that, niggas know when we younger, like, they attention fiends, attention grabbers. So the fact that they not easy, a lot of them women, they hard to even try to build with, because they feel like it's another nigga around the corner that can replace you and do all that shit. So the plain Jane, or what y'all call plain Jane, who might not be the 20, but goddamn on a scale of 1 to 20, but might be a 15 or 11, but with her mindset, her neatness, you know what I'm saying, how she carry herself, and make her a 35. You know what I'm saying? So, but you see how as women they degrade, oh, that's because y'all only had a plain Jane, regardless of what your body look like. Just because you got ass hips don't mean you should show it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was super shallow. I think it was super shallow just watching this whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And watching everybody comment. So even when I made a post last night, I was paying attention to how people responded to the Keke Palmer situation, right? And it's irresponsible. That's what I keep saying. Look, the most irresponsible thing I heard all yesterday was, well, that ain't her husband. So according to history, whoever you got a fucking baby by is your husband. That's the true definition. By true definition, whoever a woman has a child by, though, that's her husband. If she got 3 baby fathers, she got 3 husbands. That's by true definition, right? But women say, well, that ain't her husband, so how she dresses on her. No, it's disrespectful. And I was having this conversation yesterday, and I was saying today, like, see, this is the reason why women's choices were taken. See, the over-sexualization, like, you can't say I want to be respected as a woman, respect me, don't judge me by my body, respect me by my brain, but every time we see y'all out there butt-ass naked and shit. If you look good, that's why I say don't get it twisted. We'll talk to you, get your number, holler at you, fuck you, but we not going to invest in that shit. Because at the end of the day, if you walking around like that, and that's how you always on Facebook, it's a million niggas in your book. But where's the accountability as a woman? So they said, well, you know, women after they had babies, they go through postpartum. And like I said earlier, you got postpartum, right? Then postpartum, when I look at that shit, it don't say that women go to clubs butt naked. That ain't a sign, right? But at the same time, and I respect postpartum, but I tell women at the end of the day, after you have a baby, you feeling sexy respectfully is an issue with self, right? And your husband or whoever, right? Because at the end of the day, it's some men that tell they women they beautiful when they going through postpartum, but at the same time, if in the inside she don't feel beautiful on the inside, then what? So if you get pregnant and you have a baby and you going through postpartum and you go out because you want to feel sexy, who are you really asking for? Who are you looking for the approval to be sexy by? Is it your husband? Is it your baby daddy or whatever? Or is it the world? Or is it them niggas in the club? Or is it the television? Because I think at the end of the day, even if in any scenario, let's say Keke, if that's her nigga, she dead wrong. If she married, she dead fucking wrong. If she's single, she disrespecting herself. Right? Now I get it, because I know the world we live in today, but that's why I say at the end of the day, remember, the good girls is walking around in the club like the girls who slutty. So how the fuck do we know the difference? You know what I'm saying? I know at the end of the day, as women, every woman want to be treated as a princess, or as a queen, and want to be treated in respect, but at the end of the day, they can't get these principles. I tell people, y'all don't got to agree with me about everything I say, but my foundation and my principles solid. My moral compass is solid, right? So some things I might not agree with, I'm cool with that. But as long as the main understanding is, listen, no matter where we take this, say, okay, I heard every excuse yesterday. What's the first one? Oh, postpartum. Well, postpartum don't mean that you go to the club and get naked, because if making you feel sexy mean you're going to go out to the club with a see-through dress, whatever, I can see your ass cheeks, and we get it, right? Because let's talk on a deeper level. Keke, she always been a skinny little girl, no fucking body when she was growing up. Won't nobody looking at Keke like that. She got older, she got a little cute face, right? But Keke never had body like that. Now Keke had that baby. See, this happen all the time in the black community. Girls with no body, no ass, no titties, respectfully. They have a baby, and sometimes they have boys, and them boys put asses and titties on them. And then they don't know how to act because they never had it, right? So they go out there and they flaunt it, which is they right? But if you got, like I said, if she got a man, why is it wrong? So why is it wrong, Willie? Because if she got a man, she represents her household, right? And I could break down how she got it's her man, it's respect. You represent your partner and the family, right? But what did people say in the middle of that? Oh, well, shit, that ain't her husband. You see how he just deflected again? See, as women, y'all become good at deflecting respectfully and don't realize that y'all being unspiritual, unholy, and just not natural, right? And that's what's cold about that situation, because in the middle, as I break it down, it's going to be a lot of women that say, well, that ain't her husband. So let me ask you a question again. So that means that for all of the women out there that's watching my lives, that a lot of people watch me, a lot of women, that mean that y'all need to go back and apologize to them niggas when y'all was dating and y'all weren't married and they cheated and had sex with other girls, right? Because y'all ain't want to hear that then, because that's the equivalent that I kept breaking down last night. So people, my friend, they're like, yeah, I feel you on that. Remember, so if as a woman, you can go to the club, right? And you can go out and you can hang out and you can dress whatever the fuck you want to wear. And as soon as you do some shit that I like and it's something of respect to your husband and your family, and somebody say something to you or that man, and you say, well, shit, you ain't my husband, we ain't married, so I ain't got to listen to you. So that mean that everything from that day forward, everything before that, when that man texting girls on his phone, when he go meet up and chill with other girls, when he cheat on you, he fuck other girls, keep that energy. Keep that energy. Because it's a deflection, respectfully. I'm tired of seeing our women deflection. Another deflection I heard yesterday, right? And it's even, I heard a deflection where it was like, well, at the end of the day, this is another one. Black girls say, well, white girls, they wear that shit. They be having that on. Don't nobody say nothing like this. You know what got me mad? I blew it last night. I said, yo, what the fuck do we care about that? As a black man, I don't compare myself to the other men. Nigga, we was first, right? So that's my issue with it as on a spiritual level. Like, at the end of the day, stop telling me as black women, oh, well, white girls wear it. Stop telling me like Chinese girl wear it. Y'all ain't them. Y'all was the first, so I expect more from y'all. And like I told, I don't give a fuck about what they do. They not my women. You feel me? So why does black women always defer respectfully into other things? Or that ain't my husband. Well, you got a baby by this nigga according to history. Whoever you got a baby by is your husband, because you got to forever deal with this nigga. You can have a baby by 3 niggas and marry another nigga, but you still attached to them other niggas. Those are your husbands, right? See, you got to understand the word virgin don't mean she didn't have sex in the Bible. It just mean that she wasn't married. So listen to the deflections. Oh, well, he ain't mad. That ain't her husband. What the fuck they got to do anything? Because how do you get to a husband unless you have a relationship that builds up to it? So if you can't respect me when you my girlfriend or whatever, and then not to mention, we got to stop acting like Keke ain't on Usher level, right? And we just, that's a small note, right? It's many different ways. She go out there, she go to Usher concert. So a lot of women say, well, what's the big deal? Nigga, no, the big deal is, fuck, it doesn't matter. She went to a concert and this shit got broadcasted all over the fucking world. So I ask you again, do you want to be treated as a slut, or do you want to be treated as a woman, respectfully? And I make that distinction because you want us to respect you and not look at your body and respect you for your mind and not your body, but everywhere you go, you using your body as a prop. It's just my opinion as a man, because niggas don't be saying something. Y'all get it twisted. These niggas is lying to y'all. When we go to the strip club, we love seeing them girls butt-ass naked, but we ain't trying to wife and we ain't trying to do shit with them. That's some real shit. When you see rappers at a strip club, like I told you earlier, them rap niggas, let me tell you why they fucking fall in love with strippers, because they ain't getting fucked in their ass and they getting raped. And they getting paid $1 to get molested and shit. Y'all seen that picture with Baby and them? No, I don't give dead ass. So when they go to the strip club, they relate to the strippers because they in the same thing. They getting paid and getting fucked for they music careers. That's why they be like, I don't judge no stripper. You can't tell me no. Now, at the end of the day, I ain't saying ain't no good women that strip. Some girls that strip and go to cloudless and use that money who won't doing that. But it is what it is, right? This ain't me here to judge you on what you do in life, but you need to understand that I said it 4 years ago. We live in a time where the stripper want the same respect as the woman that went to college who never showed her body, right? So just going back to Keke, that's one excuse. Okay, that ain't my husband, da-da-da. So that means every woman, remember I said this, every nigga that ever cheated on you, you were wrong then. Because if we ain't your husband, then we step out here and fuck something else, I don't want to hear shit. Because it's funny, I hate, I love to see women deflect instead of the truth. I start calling excuses and call it deflection, right? So then they say, well, it ain't a husband. So boom, let's go to the next excuse I heard. They said, or deflection. They said, well, she not married. You know what I'm saying? And if he ain't put a ring on her finger, then why? There's a such thing as you supposed to be able to prove yourself as a woman or man. But I watch everybody, okay, to Keke. At the end of the day, this is what I ask you at the end of the day as a woman. You can see this is how y'all gotta talk to women today. Put their sons in that place. If your son had a baby by Keke, your son, and this was him and he came back to you, he was tight, would you tell your son that he insecure? Would you tell your son that he tripping? Hell nah, y'all be mad at Keke too as mamas. Y'all be telling Keke like, oh, fuck that. You doing wrong. That ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to learn as women, especially as our black women. At the end of the day, Keke is not just a regular girl. Like I said, from a killer and a beat all the way to now, and there's millions of girls that look up to Keke Palmer. So I understand why Keke did that shit. Keke did that shit because she knew that in order in the day's time, if she still want to have a career in acting and music, she gonna have to slut herself out because Megan and the rest of them slutting up. They slutting it up. So that's why Keke did it. I understand. But when her dude spoke, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I ain't got to be your husband for you. That's the issue today. Women, you don't want to listen to us, right? And say, well, you ain't my husband. That's how you going to make it to that. And then if I am your husband, then you going to say I'm controlling you. But remember what Farrakhan said, a man can't protect what he can't control. Say it again. A man can't protect what he can't control. And see, don't take control the wrong way. If I tell my wife or my daughter or anybody, or my woman, if I say, or any woman in my family that I'm supposed to be helping and protecting, if I say, listen, don't go down that street over there because I got war with them and they're going to do something, it's going to cause a problem. If I can't control you and tell you where not to go for safety, right? Then when you go over there, it's going to be problems. And the fact that you won't listen to me, I can't help you. When I tell you not to do certain things or it's going to cause problems and you do it anyway, same thing. So my issue here is whether that's her husband or not, it doesn't matter because she still represents bruh. If bruh didn't like it, bruh didn't like it. Now, let's go to dressing. I feel like a woman's right, if y'all not paying attention, y'all rights are being stripped from y'all, right? Let's talk about the abortion, for example. Just last year, the Supreme Court said that the abortion, all this tie-in, that the abortion, that they took abortion from most of the states in America. So getting an abortion is really against the law and a lot of shit, right? I was mad. I'm like, how the fuck y'all gonna take women's rights to their body? But then it hit me spiritually like 3 days ago. What have black women and white women and Chinese and Mexican women done with the abortion clinics? Did they use it in emergency or did they abuse it? Because black girls abuse this shit. Respectfully, I know, like I ain't holding no punches. That's why these clinics and why they trying. It's not just about girls who got raped, or right? It's women out here who having goddamn in the last 5 years had 20, 30 abortions. 15, 10 abortions, 15, 17 abortions. You feel me? 25 abortions in 5 to 10 years. So the tool was being used to exterminate us, right? And we're doing it. So black women has exterminated more babies than like, I think they said it was like 13, since 1990, it's been 13 million kids. And we oppressed nigga Jesus. Y'all killed Jesus before whatever you believe, the Messiah, he was coming back through and y'all helped them white motherfuckers lynch them, the miracle baby. That's why the world fucked up today. Jesus probably came back. He probably got caught in that tube and they probably lynched his ass in your stomach. But black women don't talk about that shit. At the end of the day, I'm tired of hearing that shit. It made me mad. And a lot of women was like, well, white, stop. What the fuck do y'all even care about Chinese white women and Hispanic women? Respectfully. You would never hear me as a man say, when a woman say, well, the white man do it. You'll never hear me say that because I don't expect them to do what I did. We came first. My principle, my logic, my DNA, my morals, my complex. That's what I'm on. So I would never, when you ask me a question or anything about a man, we got to be accountable. Where's the accountability? The women are can and shit. Instead, if all of the women, or majority of the women went live and said, look now, Keke, we respect your freedom of dress. But that was a bit much. You know what I mean? Because any nigga gonna tell you at the end of the day, if Keke was my woman, yo, I'm dubbing her after that shit. You gonna go to a concert and insecure say what you wanna say. I'm gonna go get me a woman that ain't gonna, that don't need the attention. If you have a baby and you don't feel sexy no more because your body has changed, that's an inner issue. That's with self. That ain't about nothing else. And if you want to feel beautiful, if you a righteous woman, your husband will make you feel like that, or your baby father, right? Now, let's say he don't do it, right? Do that mean that you go out to the world and go look for it? Because I hear women all the time. Women, it's funny because women, they work like hell, right? Women, they got all these corporate jobs, right? But women today, they come home and they tired. I'm too tired to be affectionate. I'm too tired of all that shit. I hear that shit everywhere. But y'all couldn't understand that when the men, nobody understood the men, and when y'all mamas and y'all grandmamas were there, and they men was working all fucking day, and they wanted to spend time, and the men was like, I'm tired, ain't spend no time, and oh, daddy don't spend time with mama, and now it's y'all old dusty ass, y'all there at work, all got their day, come home, can't even be affectionate, right? This is the issue today. So on some real shit, I already expected this morning, I know that black women not gonna be accountable on average, very few. It's wrong. If you date me or you want me to respect you, you gotta respect how I feel. You can't become a wife being a thot. If you run around, if you in a club butt naked all the time, who you represent? You represent the wrong shit, but then you want a nigga to respect you in a manly way. I'm asking you to pick and choose what the fuck you want and stop thinking that you could be what you want to be without having to follow the rules at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And as men, and I'm speaking up for the men at the end of the day. Keke is a celebrity. Girls look up to us. Just because she wore that shit, a lot of women gonna wear that shit and then get in arguments with their nigga, well, Keke wore it. You feel me? That's the community and the environment we live in, but nobody ever want to talk about that. So when I be sitting here and I speak on this at the end of the day, there's nothing righteous about it. But I seen every deflection and excuse in the world. Well, he ain't put no ring on her finger. Well, you don't deserve it. Feel me? Before you become a wife, I gotta be able to fuck with you, trust you, move around, and know you, because that's the process. You gotta earn your trust to learn how to become a wife. Just because you have a baby, that don't mean the nigga gotta put a ring on your finger, your vagina. Fuck told you that. That's that misleading shit. Niggas told you your vagina. Your vagina is a sexual feeling and something that you don't even respect as a spiritual thing. Your titties and your hips and your ass, you don't even respect it. You flaunting around every fucking way in America, and then you sit back and want us to respect it and think black man, we don't value it. Because we see the Hispanic woman, she don't walk around here with everything out all the time. Now, I understand some sexualized Hispanic women, don't get me wrong. But a lot of times we talking about Brazil, and we talking about the Brazilian, we talking about porn industry. But a lot of times, we got to understand Hispanic culture, sexuality is a lot more in depth, right? Because we quick. But that's what I heard yesterday. Well, how come when the other races do it, why they don't say nothing to the white girls or why I don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's not you. That, once again, as women, you don't want to take your place in nature in a natural role. And just like I played to some of them last night, I played the Willie Lynch letter and had to play the part where he was breaking down a black woman. Y'all got to understand why this is happening. To over-sexualize you, at the end of the day, when the Hispanic man see you and the white man see you, when every other country man see you, they think about fucking you because that's what you represent. When they turn on the TV, they see your ass and your titties. They don't give a fuck about your brain. Right? But you worried about freedom of dress. Freedom of dress my ass. Freedom of sluts. The slutty girls is blended in the end of the day. I get it. Y'all want to feel sexy, but it's a thin line between looking good and slutty. You feel me? Y'all don't know that shit because a lot of y'all, let me say this. First of all, y'all fuck with the wrong type of niggas. Y'all be out here fucking with them dirt balls, fuck ass street niggas. A lot of street niggas is fuck niggas. Homosexuals, in and out of prison, getting fucked in the ass, in prison playing gay games. Ain't loyal to nothing. Y'all caught up because the nigga, I guess he got a little money or his status or his tame. Let's talk about it. Girls in high school was dating niggas who weren't even cute if they had status. That's how much our women are sideways. I look at a lot of pretty girls in high school dating niggas who funny looking. But because he's somebody or he popular in school, they're dating because women on about the status and the aura. You know what I'm saying? So that's one that I want to say about Keke. That Keke shit, that whole shit was extra. Because, yes, I understand she can wear what she want to wear, but if you're in a relationship, then you should, this should be conversation. You can't go to the club and wear some shit that I'm not comfortable with. And even if we not together, you my baby mama, it's like, when you go out there and you got that shit on, I wake up the next morning, you all over TV, everybody calling me my brothers, my fathers, my homeboys. Like, what the fuck up with Keke, bro? You know what I'm saying? Niggas are bad Keke. When we bad Keke, we not bad Keke. We didn't want Megan Thee Stallion. That's why we went after Keke. Now even the Keke's goddamn up there twerking and doing all this shit. Even Usher face was like, God damn. So that's why I say we gotta do better. See, as a people, and our women, we miseducated, misguided, misdirected. You know what I'm saying? In a big way. In that Willie Lynch letter, it said, I kept telling y'all, I played it last night. He said, when we first met the black woman and the black man, she clung to him. And then like Willie Lynch said in his letter, he said, we reverse nature. And listen, he said, see, naturally, he went into detail. He said, see, when you strip the male from her and you put him, you keep the males from her. So after they breed them, you keep the males out in the field, you keep them away from, you keep him busy, he can't even help. And then you go to her and you approach her, you make her submit to your will. If she don't, then don't be afraid to put a bullwhip on her to make her do what you want. You want to see how much she can do. You want to wait for her, ask for oral sex. You want to do all this stuff to her to see how submissive she can get. When she resists early on, you continue to rape her and you whip her until you break her will. Once she recognizes that the black man can't protect her, right, then her mind goes into, he said, a frozen state. That frozen state mentally is a spiritual shutdown, right? This is what Willie Lynch said. He said, so once the man is always out and he can't protect and she recognizes it, then what happens is once she submits, she will automatically submit her kids out of fear, and she will raise her children in reverse roles. She will raise her sons to be like women as far as like, you know, no brains, no aggression, but physically strong, because that's the only way she knew he could survive. But their daughters, she gonna raise to be independent and masculine as decision makers like them, because they end up making decisions. Well, if I fuck master and keep him happy, I can make this better. I can get some extra food, especially if I make him feel good and I'm submissive. See, even in nature, the female animals will do things for survival for the children, and that's why we got to understand nature. You know what I'm saying? When I was having this conversation, it was like, well, when somebody said, what do you mean? At the end of the day, what y'all don't understand is that it's not your choice. As a woman, it's not your choice. Nobody's explaining this. And especially black women. When you in a relationship or you got kids with somebody, it's not your choice. It's our choice. Now, if you by yourself and that nigga ain't around at all and he ain't help you, period, cool. But then it's shit. What about your kids, though? But in a relationship, see, y'all don't know the rules because y'all niggas was raised by women that was, and respectfully, most black women I know were raised by failure women. Not successfully, but family-wise. They might have had money, cars, they're independent. In the Willie Lynch letter, he said, once you make them independent, you reverse them against nature because she wasn't made to be independent. That was the key of the whole letter. He said the word independency. Once the woman becomes independent, we reverse nature, because what we just did was her having to make all the decisions, her being ahead in society and economics, at the end of the day, it forces him to stand behind her. And with him standing behind her, she takes authority over him, and it's an unbalance. And he constantly wrote about how they reverse nature, Willie Lynch. You know what I'm saying? It's against nature for the old to not listen, for the young to not listen to the old. That's against nature. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a problem we had because we wouldn't have a culture like this. But the importance of the woman, you know what I'm saying? The genetic code of fear, the fear is passed down through breeding. So once woman, as a black woman, once the plantation owners recognized that all they had to do was separate y'all from y'all men and keep the men away, then they can have their will with you. And in return, and that's why he kept comparing to the horse, like I always tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? The nigga male, you can't control him like the male horse. You can't control him, but you can bring him in, capture him, give him the breed, and afterward let him go. But the female horse, you keep her close to you, and after once a woman gets pregnant, she's vulnerable. When a woman gets pregnant, everything changes, even in the animal kingdom. When a female mammal gets pregnant, she's more susceptible to colonization, any animal. Like if she's fighting you and she's strong, get her pregnant. That's a practice. You get her pregnant and then she'll stop fighting you because she want her baby to survive, right? And with the men, you can't do that. We never will. We technically won't ever, and that's what they're telling you. So as the woman, understanding what y'all doing is destroying the fabric of our culture. Y'all going out and putting on what y'all want to wear, it's not your choice, it's our choice. Because you represent us. Just like as a man, at the end of the day, we represent you. But if we was to go out there and do some shit like that, or not even, because we ain't gonna go out there and do that, but if we go out here and be all up in a bunch of girls' face every night who wearing that shit, we wrong, we fucked up. But we ain't gonna talk about the women out there with their pheromones and they body, you ass naked. You know, the sense in your vagina got pheromones in it. Your body is releasing toxins. So when you walking in the club, nigga, a lot of us, you sending us off because we can smell this shit. Not even a girl that ain't got no typical smell, because this shit's spiritual. You walking through the club with hardly nothing on, but you got a baby at home. So that's why I say, regardless of what you think about me, let's talk about the deeper level, because the Dogon said we got to talk front, side, back story, and then the fifth is yourself. The front story is her going to the club wearing she want to wear it. We see? The side to the left story is, which is unrighteous, the left side is unholy, is what? It's her and what she had on. How she went about it, right? All right, the right side, the righteous side is saying that she's a woman and she got the right to dress the way she do. The back side is saying, look how raunchy and she look trashy. It look kind of slutty on her part, right? On a spiritual level. And then, you know, then the within, which is the last stage of this shit, of the Dogon, which means to look at self. If you take everything off the table, her son gonna see that when he get older. How does that represent Keke to make her look like a woman? And I'm noticing all the women doing it. That's why the reason why all the women got a problem with this conversation for all my men that be watching these shows, because they all doing it. They all wanna they wanna feel sexualized, because at the end of the day, why? Because we need to recognize, bro, and I'm gonna say this straight to your face, they are more hoish than us. Like, and I hate to use that word because men hoish too, but they are nasturer, they are freakier, and they do a lot more shit. They don't want to admit it, but especially in our lifetime, women revolve around their vaginas and their body. And that's the tickets they use. It's a lot of motherfuckers. Everybody say they woke and da-da-da, but bullshit. Bullshit. And nobody gonna talk about it because everybody be in their feelings and niggas be scared to tell the truth. Now, fuck that. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Like, there is a group of women that understand that conversation, but there's a big group of women that don't. All the excuses. If she married, that don't matter. She still, on a smaller level, she still has a son. So when you go out and you dress like that, you degrading yourself on any level at the end of the day. Yeah, you got the right to wear it, but like I said earlier, black women and women, y'all not paying attention. Y'all done so much. They're stripping your rights away from you daily. You can't have no more abortions. Why? Because y'all asses kept abusing that shit. Black women in America aborted 13, they said damn near 500 million, something like that, babies in the last 25 years. So that means that, yeah, Planned Parenthood and all that, abortion is good to help people when you get raped and shit, but it wasn't being used for that. Girls going out having sex, and they mama, when they young, they mama find out they pregnant, get them 2-3 abortions. When they get older, every time they mess with a nigga, one night stand, use a condom, go get an abortion. And then Plan B don't make it any better, because that's even worse, because it's destroying your body. But they give y'all all the options to destroy yourself. You know what I'm saying? And they do it on a regular basis. And so that's why I was always saying, like, the deeper level of this conversation is, why do y'all want to go wear that shit? This ain't about Keke. This is about all y'all. When I go to Walmart, I see everything. I ain't got to wonder no more. You know what I'm saying? I be feeling sorry for niggas, for the men that date y'all. Because if you having postpartum, or you going through all of this shit, meaning that you feeling insecure about your body so you can go out here and put it on display for the whole world, you weak. You weak as hell. Because feeling beautiful and sexy is within. You going outside for the world to make you feel sexy, that's how you going to get slutted out. Because people, when you trying to get approval to be sexy, right? And that's why a lot of girls need fathers. What makes you sexy is the fact that I can't have you, and nobody ever told y'all that shit. If I see you for 20 years and you bad, but you could be cute, have your little cute shit, but niggas can't have you, that's what make you sexy. If you look good and you got a nice body, but everybody done fucked you and tossed you up, you ain't shit. You ain't bad. You feel me? You basically just a body that everybody popping. So spiritually, that's what I always try to tell people and break down to people, is like, this whole shit just was weird to me. I agree with what you're saying as far as being reputation of your partner, but I disagree with the word choice stating is men choose what we wear. No, see, that's my point at the end of the day. I think that as women, y'all gotta listen to me more, because I even go through this shit at home. You know what I was saying? At the end of the day, we could look at all of that. What I'm saying is that it's not, what you wear is not your choice. See, it's only been 100-something years where you even had the choice. Because when we was in our own kingdom, we talking about we go back to our own kingdoms, yes, there was sexuality out there. They walked around butt naked, but there wasn't a sexual thing. Everybody was naked, so nobody looked at it as weird. You know what I'm saying? But when they say with a man, when I say it's our choice, you represent me as my woman. Even if we not together, you still represent me and my baby mother. Tell me, and y'all make every excuse in the world. But right now, if one of y'all kids' father was out here doing some fuck shit, it affects all y'all. Especially if it's somebody that everybody in the city or the world know that's who you fucking with. And they go do some bozo shit. You know what I'm saying? They put y'all out there. So when I say it's not your choice, see, an independent woman don't get this because it's her choice, because an independent woman is against nature. That's not a natural woman naturally. And I get it, because that's the environment what we go through. But cool. But every choice is a choice made by both partners. Right? So when a nigga don't work out, what was we looking for as a man or a woman when a partner goes astray? Right? But it's not your choice. If you got a baby, you got to think about how it's going to affect this baby when he get older and his friends see this picture. If you got a man and they see women think it's y'all can argue this with me. But right now, like I said, in DC, they taking y'all rights to have abortions. And in a couple years, they're going to take y'all rights. So they're letting y'all, all of this freedom is to hang yourself. Women need direction from men. That's what I mean. It's not your choice. And the point that I've made to my mother and all the women in my family, like, well, if y'all know so much, how come all y'all pick the wrong niggas? If y'all naturally know so much, then how come all y'all got babies and been with niggas who ain't no good? If that's the case, if y'all could make the right choices and pick the right choices spiritually, then it would be way more women with good men than it would be with the worst type of men. So it's not saying a woman is dumb, but she needs direction. That's what her father and her brothers are for. Because she gonna go pick off her eyes. See, women, y'all get dizzy. When y'all meet certain niggas with certain auras that got things that y'all like in y'all fantasies or the things that y'all see that y'all like, then they can have you dizzy. They impress you because of what they got, how they look. They hear all this other shit, but your brother and your father looking at the nigga like, you ain't really that impressive, nigga. You got her dizzy. So women need direction. That's nature, right? And I always say, who the fuck told y'all it was your choice and who told you that you had the right to do all of this? Meaning that you do, but I want you to understand, for every black girl, for every black celebrity that get on TV, it's one step back, because every time you get a job, they're going to look at y'all as y'all celebrities and then sluts. I know y'all don't like my language, but that's the true language. Stop thinking that you can walk around here with that shit and think that that you ain't a slut. Now, of course, women, my mom and them say that don't make us sluts, use better words. No, at the end of the day, you're dressing slutty. So you're going to give me a slutty vibe and a slutty energy, no matter what you say. When you're going to get approached, if you dress regular without all that shit out, you might get approached that day, but the fact that you got that shit on, you forcing that attention. You don't know your power. You wanna compare yourself to the white girls. Oh, the white girls, they don't got no body and da-da-da, but you're not white, though. You feel me? And I'm a black man. I'm not comparing myself to no monkeys and no other fucking animals on planet Earth or no other races. So I understand that me being a man of color, I understand that we came first, and I understand my history, and I know that mean that we were considered gods because of our morals. Morals, meaning that the Moors had a standard of acting, and niggas don't. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about Keke, because you know why this is a conversation? Because all the women slutty in their own rights. What they wear to the club, what they be doing, how they go to the store, they all got slutty moments, and they want to say, well, I just want to feel sexy. And so understand, we just want to, and that's the issue. To feel sexy mean that you want to be sexualized. So I don't mind women dressing like that, but stop saying don't judge me by my body. Stop saying, oh, niggas, all they want to do is fuck. That's what you broadcasting. So when I say it's not, and that's why I say women gonna always have a problem, because as women, like I said, everything y'all do as women is against nature. And I don't apologize. That's why we had these conversations. I don't hold my punches, because I know at the end of the day, most of y'all ain't got no daddies and no grandfathers. So y'all got to hear it that way. Being mad at me don't hurt me. And I'm not speaking to nobody in general, but understand, when just like how y'all, when y'all go out there and y'all got that shit and we go back to our homeboy, like, oh yeah, we about to fuck that tonight. We not thinking about wifing it. Well, the niggas like strippers. No, niggas like watching strippers because we like seeing girls do shit that, like, we like to see that shit. And the nigga go there, the real niggas will go strip club with their homeboys. Look, I ain't throwing shit. I don't fuck no stripper. 9 times out of 10, she fucking half the niggas in the club. And that's not always true. But for the right amount of dollars and shit is going down, what the fuck I want with a stripper? In the industry, the girls in the industry walk around looking like strippers. It ain't one celebrity y'all got that's even worth 5 cents. You know what I'm saying? All the people y'all looking too insecure. You know what I'm saying? But in life, that's my only issue with this shit. As women, I feel like black women, y'all don't want to be accountable. It don't matter what the other race women do. Y'all was the first. Right? So when it's like, just like as a black man, when we do something, we do it big, right? So that if we start degrading ourselves, if we do something, it's gonna magnify times 1,000. As black women, when y'all do something, it's gonna magnify times 10 billion. See, that's why I say lack of understanding of yourself, because nature, y'all the great multiplier. If I frustrate you and you give it back to me, like if I'm mad about the kids and I give it to you and you give that energy back to me, because I call women Jean Grey. Jean was sweet in X-Men, but she also killed everybody, including all her friends. So as a black woman, that's your power. You don't know your power. You're the great manifester. If you bring frustration to me, if I'm frustrated and you get frustrated with me, you bring it to me times 1,000,000. When I put sperm in you, you multiply those sperm cells by 1 billion, and you bring me a child, which is billions of cells. But you going around wearing this shit, all that shit, your booty and ass and titties out see-through, and you walk around with the shit God gave you to make babies and kids, and you out here flaunting this shit for any man to see. He ain't got to know you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to know you. I can just take a picture of you. You don't need a cell phone. Oh, look at that ass. You feel me? Take a picture of you and post you on goddamn every site in America that fast. So I'm asking y'all as black women to be accountable. I know y'all don't like my language, but it's intentional, because me sugarcoating don't help. You know what I'm saying? As a man, as a father, I look at all the women of the world as my sister or as my daughter, right? But at the same time, I got to remember that most women in the world gonna make excuses. And unlike my daughter will listen to me a little more because of who I am to her. So I'm not saying that nobody has to listen to me, and you ain't got to listen to nothing I say. But remember, I only ask, so all the women that argue with me, my last statement is this. I don't care, all y'all believe in something, right? So tell me which one of y'all guys say that shit okay. So then stop coming on my feeds talking about, oh, it's okay, because it ain't in the Bible, it ain't in the Quran, it ain't in the Torah, it ain't in the bag of a Gita. So it's funny how we had these conversations, you know. They say, well, Egypt, Cleopatra was a foreigner, nigga. She was mixed. She was like Greek and fucking, you know what I'm saying? She was like European hybrid. See, that's why y'all need to know history. But at the end of the day, as women, it's up to y'all to take that choice and to move forward and to understand what I'm saying. The language, I get it. Well, don't say it like that. Well, don't dress like that. So I just hope that y'all can get my point. I made my point this morning. I'm going to get out of here, man. If my last statement is, at the end of the day, if you're going to be a woman, act like one, dress like one, hold that moral. But don't be slutty and think that when you meet niggas, then you want us to treat you like women. Now I'm going to treat you like what you dress.